Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baruch Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Yakim across the earth doing his work in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. So let me start with this scripture first, and then I want to go into some articles. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 20, 24, it's like 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that had joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And Yahweh Tazah, Lord willing, I may stay alive to see I already see the downfall of Esau. It's already seeable. See all these things, especially this year. Hey, the Mossad did something extra on it, The C-19 already had them stressed out. But this, like here in Holland, these Edomites, yeah, I think all over the world, but here in Holland, I know that they are so, now it's the summer period, and actually, yeah, also in the winter, the holiday is everything for them. They want to go on holiday, and want to enjoy and this that. But this time they have the worst summer ever. So they had all this hail in Italy. In southern Italy, it was hail. In northern Italy, it was flooding. Yeah, a lot of water damage. And a lot of things going on. And I saw many articles concerning how you say that how the holidays basically messed up, and also signs that showing that their queendom is crumbling down, because don't forget, they used to be untouchable, but now they're touchable, everything they see things broken up. I saw an article, I'm gonna read that also later. Famous tree of Paris, they chopped it down, uh, a few weeks ago. You had parts of the Colosseum were melting, because of the heat, and somebody was writing something on it, was a lot of stuff going on. So even the memories that they had, concerning the Roman and the Grecian rulership, even those things are I said it, fading away, So this article from Omroep Brabant. Caravan of young family catches fire just before returning home. Nightmare. A few days away had turned into a holiday drama for a young family from us. The family's caravan caught fire a few miles from their home due to overheated brakes. The family of Sanne and Dirk and their children Lennox, Vigo and Lewis escaped with a fright, but nothing is left of the caravan. You see, that shit burned down. And those things are everything for them, man. Those people, these Edomites, what they do here in Holland, they would eat like they wouldn't eat meat for years. For supper they would eat bread to save money in order for them to go to holiday. And a holiday they go to a place to be like, oh, it was beautiful. We seen this, we seen this. We eat so delicious. When they are on holiday, then they want to eat. And now the rest of the year they eat. So I said that they want to spend so less money on food so that they can go lavish during the holiday. But this year they be fucked on every side, man. The family was on their way home on Thursday evening after a 3-day holiday in the Veluwe. Things went wrong in Oss. A few kilometers from their home, the caravan was disconnected from the car just in time. They quickly removed all flammable items to prevent worse. Fortunately, they all have nothing, but they are very sad and shocked, says sister-in-law Charlotte Pereboom. The holiday did not go as planned. Actually, there were 3 weeks of vacation in Luxembourg and France on the program. 3 days before departure, Lennox, the eldest son, fell badly on a bouncy castle. They immediately went to the hospital, and it turned out that his forearm was broken in 2 places. You see that, they used to be untouchable. Everything used to be go well for them, but lately they be falling in some bad luck, And those are signs that shows us, that Esau is going down. His rulership is coming to an end, and that's very beautiful. Many beautiful things and memories have been lost. After a check by the surgeon, it turned out to make matters worse that Lennox had to be operated on this Friday because of the 3 week holiday abroad. A line could therefore be drawn to get away from the home for a while. The family left for the Veluwe for a few days. Now a lot of beautiful things, but also memories have been lost, says Charlotte, who has started a fundraising campaign for her family. They have had so much bad luck, and I would like to give them a helping hand. And that's funny because I also got an inside story, that from people who went in Italy, and the insurance company was, because a lot of Dutch people were stranded there, so there was too much people for them to help. And an insurance company, they always want to collect money, but as soon as they need to pay you and help you because of the problems, then they try to do all sorts of things in order not to pay you, you know. And what she was telling me, of what I heard about this family is, how you say that they that the insurance company didn't let them knew anything, so they were waiting. They were supposed to get a bus, but then they said, yeah, y'all gotta need a big bus because they were with 9 people. And then I said that, so then they tried to charge, and that was during the extreme weather in Italy, when there was hail and a lot of rain and a lot of wind, in that period. The whole car, the windshield was all shattered, and so she had her, I believe the father of the mother or something, like a father or something was coming, grandfather. And then the insurance company said, "Oh well, we're not gonna help you, and we ain't gonna give you any money, because." But she said, like, "Yeah, okay, my grandfather is coming or whatever, father-in-law or something like that." And then the company said, "Yeah, we ain't giving you nothing because people gonna pick you up, and those people who are coming, they are coming up for a holiday, so." So you mean like they not coming to pick you up? It's just for a holiday, It's basically they were saying that they were committing fraud, That's beautiful, man. So let me see. Now, a lot of beautiful things, but also memories have been lost, says Charlotte, who has started a fundraising campaign for her family. They have had so much bad luck, and I would like to give them a helping hand. Then they can still have a nice holiday in the future. So this is in Austria. Uh, Storm hit southern Austria. Klagenfurt in the south of Austria. And that's funny. Klagen means in the Dutch, it means complain. Klagenfurt. In the south of Austria, several municipalities have sounded the alarm because of flooding as a result of the heavy rainfall. Emergency services have been deployed en masse. Meteorologists warn of heavy rains. In the municipality of St. Paul in Lavantal in the state of Carinthia, 70 houses have been evacuated as a precaution. Residents were asked to take the most necessary items to friends and family, and an emergency shelter was set up. There were also evacuations in other places, according to the energy company Energy Steiermark. About 4,000 households were without power on Friday morning. So I'm not going to play the video, but you can check it out for yourself. Heavy rainfall on Friday caused mudslides and flooding. The Glubian Mountains Pass received as much rain in 24 hours as normally falls in a whole month. In Klagenfurt, the capital of Carinthia, a dam threatens to break, causing the district of Victoring to be partially submerged. Residents have been urged to prepare. President Alexander Van der Bellen thanked the emergency service for their efforts on Twitter. "I would like to thank all emergency service deployed in the storm for their work. Keep taking good care of each other." Neighbor Slovenia is also ravaged by storms. At least 3 people died there, including 2 Dutch people. Beautiful. Due to the storm, 16,000 households were without power. Prime Minister Robert Golob said it was the worst natural disaster to hit the country in more than 30 years. Okay. According to Slovenia STA news agency, in Croatia, emergency services have also been mobilized amid fears that those floods would spread in northern Croatia. The water levels in the rivers rose significantly. So, see that? So on every side, every side is suffering. This supposed to be the greatest season for them. But these are signs of their downfall, man. This is beautiful. So, disbelief among Dutch tourists about extreme rainfall in Slovenia. Camping has been wiped out. A member of parliament from GroenLinks was evacuated in Slovenia, so even she was on a holiday there on Friday because of the storm that is currently plaguing the country. Lisa Westerveld, 41, from Nijmegen, together with her brother, was at the campsite of the multi-day Metal Days festivals, which was wiped out by the extreme rainfall. We still can't go anywhere. In 24 hours, northern Slovenia received an amount of rain that normally falls in a whole month. Villages were closed off from the outside world by the storm. Campers also from the Netherlands washed up from campsite, and two compatriots aged 52 and 19 even died after they were probably struck by lightning during a mountain trip in that area. GroenLinks politician Lisa Westerveld, who entered the chamber with a lot of preferential votes in both 2017 and 2021, found herself in the eye of the storm on Thursday evening. It has gone completely wild, she says, from the hotel where she and hundreds of other visitors have been received. It rained all day yesterday, continuously. Me and my brother joked, the rain has to stop something, right? It's like the rain has to stop sometime, right? It was really bizarre to see. Well, it reminds, imagine yourself during the I said it, the flood, in the days of Noah. At the height of the storm, Westerveld was standing in one of the tents on the festival grounds. She stayed there late into the night because she didn't dare to go back to her own tent in the pounding rain. The heavy rain have caused flooding and mud and debris of avalanches around the festival site. It was only in the early morning that calm returned to the air somewhat. I walked around 6 and actually know immediately things were wrong, says Westerveld. The whole campsite has turned into a swirling river. There was running water everywhere you looked. It was then clear to us that the last day of the festival could not take place. The party was over. Whenever party is over, tell the rest of your crew. He's all going down. Little was left of Westerveld's tent. Everything was soaking wet. All my clothes were unusable. I'm sitting here now in my little brother's hoodie and sweatpants. I have nothing else for the rest. In a hotel where she and the other metalheads have been taken care of, there is a resigned atmosphere, she says. Of course, everyone is a bit shocked, but what is especially striking is that everyone is incredibly helpful and sweet. Everyone is ready for each other. Villagers have brought out their tractors to pull some cars out of the mud, including ours. Westerveld, rock lover in heart and soul, is seasoned visitor to Metal Days. I'm here for the 10th time, and this year for the first time at the new location. It's really a beautiful place, a kind of holiday resort, but little of that now is left. The question remains whether Westerveld can go home this weekend. The road leading to the highway is closed, so we can't leave. That's annoying, but the most important thing is that we are safe and well. My thoughts go out to the two Dutchmen who lost their lives. Terrible. According to the Slovenian police, the two Dutchmen were 52 and 19 years old and made the trip near a mountain in the north of the country. It's not clear what caused their death. That they may have been struck by lightning. Slovenia has been very popular among Dutch tourists for years. Rick van der Zweft and his girlfriend from Utrecht were also pitching their tent in Lupio after 2 weeks of camping in Slovenia when the river suddenly rose at lightning speed past their campsite. We were a bit higher on the hill ourselves, but below us the rest of the campsite has completely swallowed up. There were only tents, many Dutchmen and Germans. There is nothing left to see. Everything has been washed away. The holiday makers were warned by the campsite staff around 2 o'clock on Thursday night. People woke up, looked out of the tent, and were suddenly completely surrounded by water, says Van der Zweft. It all happened so fast, there was also panic among the staff. Do we have everyone, or was someone taken by the water? That turned out not to be the case. Some were able to quickly pack a bag, but they had to leave their tent, sleeping bags, and other belongings behind. The camping guests slept in cars in the parking lot on Thursday night. The next day, the roads turned out to be blocked by water on one side and boulders on the other. Everyone then crossed the mountain on foot and was taken care of in a school building, says Van der Zweft. He himself is in a hostel with his girlfriend, but we had to leave the car behind. I'm still a bit nervous about that. Will it still be there tomorrow? The couple has not been afraid, but the force of nature has made an impression on them. Such a river looks calm from the surface, but it is on one swirling mess. Entire trees floated in boulders. I even saw a refrigerator passing by. But the major who welcomed us said something nice. Nature does to us what we do to nature. That's exactly how it is, of course. Yeah, nature is the mosaic getting you, devils. A little further along the same river, Sardinia, Wilbert Hulse camped with his partner and children. That campsite of the Swall family was also partly washed away. So, I can continue in this article, but basically they've been messed up. And I was also another article. This is, in France. So they chopped down the famous tree in France. Like I said earlier, how parts of all kind of arts that reminds these Edomites of the Grecian Empire and the Roman Empire. Things are going down, people scratching their name at the Colosseum and stuff. So this is from the AD News. Paris' most famous tree felled. Residents and tourists furious. In Paris, one of the city's most famous trees has been felled, much to the anger of residents and tourists. I have cried, kissed, and sung under this tree. Two Parisians approach and look around admiringly. This is really one of the most beautiful and charming squares in Paris, says one. The second woman points to the middle. We came especially for the tree to see it for ourselves. We heard it on the radio. It's terrible. The Parisians are on place the Furstenberg in the Saint-Germain-des-Prés district. According to many travel guides, this is the most romantic square in Paris. Small and intimate, quiet and atmospheric. Parisians come here for a chat, tourist lovers and couples come here for the selfie kiss. There are 4 trees in the center of the square, well, 3 now. The fourth has recently disappeared. Only a thick sawn off stump still protrudes from the bottom. It looks like the square has been amputated, says a German tourist. The Parisian, it's shocking. What the hell are they doing in Paris? The tree, like 4 others in the district, was cut down at the end of last month. They are sick and their roots are weakened. Esau, hey, you're going down, man. It's a symbol, beautiful. From the root is going down. They are sick and the roots are weakened. The city council said they could fall over with all the associated risk for passers-by. Furious, the tree on the place of the Furtensberg was a Paulonia tree about 50 meters high and with a circumference of more than 3.5 meters. It was the largest and most famous Paulina in Paris. The tree species is named after Anna Paulowna, the wife of the Dutch king Willem II, of course. The special duchies. The cut down specimen will be replaced next winter by a new Paulina. So this is a picture of the old situation, so they chopped the biggest one, I think. But parents are outrageous. environmental organizations are steering. Conductor and pianist Clement Maoustakas filmed the felled tree and posted it on Twitter with the caption, "I am furious. I have cried, kissed, and sung under this tree." Look here, says Tanguy Le Dank of the Action Group and Tank Ox Arbus Citions. He points to holes around the stump. These are red holes. That means the roots and soil are not in good condition. If the soil quality is not good, a tree is in danger. That has to do with poor maintenance, says Le Dantec, who teaches ecology and, and at the French College of Landscape Architects. The budget for tree maintenance in Paris has declined over the past 10 years. That's why more and more old trees have to be felled, like this one in the square. It could have lived for many years with proper maintenance. There you see it cut off. The left-wing Municipal Council of Paris says it's investing heavily in making the city greener. This is necessary because of climate change. Trees absorb CO2 and provide shade and cooling. Last winter, we planted a total of 20,000 trees in the streets and gardens of Paris, said Mayor Anne Hidalgo. Daily newspaper of Le Figaro checked that. Of those 20,000 trees, 18,000 were planted along the edges of Paris and not only in the city, another 24, yeah, continues, but yeah. So the point is, ESO's going down, you know. This is beautiful to see that. So, and more and more things happening to him. He used to be untouchable, but, you know, now you're seeing like, yeah, hey, ESO's, he's falling to all this bad luck. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. All these weather things that you see going on. This is the book of Job, like chapter 18 and verse 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the sparkle of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The step of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. You see how they keep talking about themselves and stuff, you know, getting caught by their own laws. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walked upon a snare. The grin shall take him, the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall driven him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. Yeah. And by seeing these things going on, it shows us that is, you know, he's going down, and it's very close, you know. It's very close. It's very close. This is supposed to be the happiest season for these devils, for these Edomites. And they are in debt, you know. Insurance company don't want to pay out, you know, a lot of things they have to pay for themselves. They lost all those things, you know. Places going down. It's beautiful, man. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Waharuka Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all your Akim across the world to doing this work in sincerity and in truth. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.